Good
Hey,
evening.
it's Wednesday. It's not Tuesday. So if you just woke up and put on Mayor's Update and you think it's Tuesday,
Yeah.
because that's when we're supposed to be on. But Grayden and I could not get together yesterday in Toronto, even though we were both in the same city.
Yeah.
No, it's a big place. No,
That is very big.
all right.
But no, it just scheduling wise, it wasn't going to work, and we couldn't guarantee internet connections, so we didn't want to mess
So
around.
we said, let's do it tomorrow night when we're both home and have nothing to do. What, do you have nothing to do?
I got.
I'll tell you, this has been having driven back from Toronto today to find a pile of stuff I had to get done and was already scheduled. So it's nice to get Mayor's Update on a Wednesday.
And
We
it's
used
May
to do
6th.
it often on Wednesday.
May 6th. We also
Yes.
we promised we're going to say the day
Yes,
and the
it
date.
is May 6th, the Wednesday.
Mhm.
And we used to do Wednesday a lot because
We
I
did.
know in some of the old days,
The old days, I know.
when Mayor's Update was in black and white, no, we was
Mhm.
and we couldn't.
Mhm.
Now Tuesday night they're not open, so Wednesday
Yeah.
we now know they are. So
Mhm.
there may
And they're
be
one of our sponsors.
maybe
They're-
a chance that I have a stout after Mayor's Update tonight because we're 57 steps from the back door of City Hall.
you made a count.
I always
That's
said that.
incredible.
Yeah, no, we can do it.
Very efficient.
Yeah,
But yeah, we had so much stuff going on. We were both in Toronto.
Yeah.
I was up there
different
for
reasons.
WOWC,
Yeah,
which is the Western Ontario Wardens Caucus,
yes,
and they had their Parliament Day. And
Yeah.
then you were up there for EDCO because they had their Parliament Day the following day.
right. And just to see my friends in economic development, Sean
Mhm.
Dyke, of course,
Yeah.
was the president of that for a couple of years. And so I got
Mhm.
to know a lot of the people in economic development. But they also, there was a mayor's day as part of economic development. So
Mhm.
Jerry Antione from Woodstock and Brian Petrie from Ingersoll and Martin from Stratford. We had a lot of mayors there
Yeah.
too, which is great for us to share economic development ideas. And you would think we would be rivals,
Mhm.
but this group doesn't seem to get that way.
Well, I think we're changing, which is really
Yeah, it
exciting in
really is.
Ontario. And
Right.
the Wardens were talking about that as well,
Yeah.
because you have a lot of these rural areas, but they don't have the same economic tax base. So they're expected to provide water services and wastewater and all of this, whereas you have St. Thomas, which is, for example, in our region, which is
Doing well.
a higher
Right.
economic tax base. And how do we work together?
Right. But we should smile. Like, let's just take St. Thomas
Mhm.
as an example. We've got a couple of great big industries coming our way. And yes, it's costing us some money to put in some servicing to attract those big industries. But for the smaller municipalities around us,
Mhm.
there's a bit of a good thing.
Yeah.
They can now do either smaller industries or
Mhm.
commercial that people could go use,
Yep.
or residential. And they're all, in addition to their tax base, without having to get billion-dollar industries like PowerCo. And
Yeah.
so, but working together, and Josh Morgan has really helped put a lot of this together from London.
Mhm.
We talk about the twinning of Highbury and how we all got together we all talked about it.
Yep.
But then when we got together as a region, all of a sudden they started to listen to us a little more. Here's 7 or 8 communities around London that all
Mhm.
said, we all want this.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, well, let's not upset the whole bunch of people, right? So
Yeah.
it worked. And now the same thing's happening with economic development. I mean, most of the communities have belonged to, for example, we belong to SOMA, the Southern Ontario Marketing Alliance. But along with Stratford and Woodstock and Ingersoll and a bunch of other communities around us.
Yep.
But not all communities. London isn't part of it. Central Elgin isn't part of it. County of
Mhm.
Elgin isn't. Some of them belong to SCORE, the South Central, whatever SCORE stands for.
Mhm.
And so, but there's still a good collective. You get a group of 8 or 10 communities that are working together. And you mentioned the Western Wardens. There's been nothing more successful than that group of people.
Let's talk about that because they were all there and they had the one large room at Queen's Park taken over, and each of the counties had a display. Elgin County was very well represented as well as all the other counties that make it up.
Right.
And they all were providing products from their regions.
Right.
And they all their
what do you do? And so
yeah.
And it's funny, even a region not far from us, an hour's drive at best,
Mhm.
you wouldn't. They would say, "We didn't know you make that. We didn't know you have that."
Sapsucker, one of the drinks, right?
Yep.
That's just made up in Grey County, which is just north of here. I had no idea it was actually a Grey County product. We drink it
Who
at
knows?
my
I
house.
thought it was from Alberta or something.
Yeah,
What do I know?
could it be
right?
anywhere?
Yeah.
But no, it's like right local.
So it's really showing if you can work together in a positive way and
Mhm.
not worry that somebody else is going to mow your grass, right?
Yes.
You all win when somebody wins. You get 10 wins, you all win twice. It's like, it's incredible.
Regional transportation is one of the main things that we're talking about. And it's like, how can we all work together? And we've talked about it. It's like, you've got the old psych property, but like St. Thomas Transit can't go there because that's Central Elgin.
No, we can. But my taxpayers pretty quickly say, why are you giving service to Central Elgin on our tax dollars?
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to do it collectively, right? And the same thing with the Middlesex Connects. And they've been a big part of putting some regional transportation together all the way to Tillsonburg, Woodstock, London and St. Thomas, Strathroy, and on to Grand Bend. So we know we can do a better job if we all do it. There is no cost to it if we can make it popular enough that it pays its own bills. It's only a detriment to your community, and this is why working together makes sense. If you work together well enough, you make it popular and it works, and the fares actually pay the bills. So,
and that's one of the hardest things with transit. I don't.
Transit is very.
Is there any
expensive.
transit you know of that actually pays its own way fully?
I'm not certain if we calculated out that perhaps the Middlesex Connects route St. Thomas to London does.
No way.
Because it's pretty popular.
Let's check that out.
I have to check, right? But and we're not even asking that it does. We ask that it comes close.
Yeah.
Because there is a regional benefit, a tourism benefit.
Absolutely.
A social economic benefit that people can get to work in another community if they get a job in another community. So it makes great sense. So lots going on. And we saw so much of it in different places at the same place.
Totally. So EDCO, what were some of your takeaways at EDCO?
Oh, just, really trying to work the political side, teaching the councillors and mayors that are part of the Economic Development Corporations of Ontario. We know we have Sean Dyke, and he's a fantastic economic developer, and along with his team, the Sarahs and everything that else happens with tourism and the DDB and all the other work that our EDC does. But not everybody is as fortunate as that either. No. And not everybody knows how to make those decisions or work together with neighboring communities to say, we can help. And instead of saying, get away from me, kid, we can help. And so we spent a lot of time as mayors yesterday talking about that part of it too. Boy, you can't go wrong when you make friends. Right. You can have a lot of trouble, you make enemies, but you can't go wrong when you make friends. Right?
Yeah, well, if you're all working together and that's the basis, it just helps out a lot. Now, council happened as well this week. So,
well, I wanted to, just on a sad note, I just learned today, and the funeral will be on Monday, but Mayor Cliff Barwick has passed away. A good friend to this city, certainly a mayor 2 different times and for periods of time. But Cliff also kind of took me under his wing a little bit when I first decided to run federally, and said, "Come on, let's talk politics." You don't know, you're a business person. Let's talk, right? And so, thank you, Cliff, and we will miss you. But more information, I think it's Williams Funeral Home on Monday. But if you want information, please look that up. So, good council meeting. Got some neat events. Let's just say, hey, we got a transit survey going on. We just talked a little bit about transit. It's been going on, and it's been extended to May 8th. So please go onto our website and look up the transit survey. If you don't want to tell us what you want in transit, we can't guess. And we won't make any changes if we get only 4 people who want to tell us what to do with transit.
So if you're just talking to your neighbors, that's not good enough.
No.
You need to actually go on the website and share it with the city.
Or you could just go on Facebook and bitch about transit, but never
that will not work
either. That
will
not help. Because we won't know why you're bitching about transit.
Right? So if there's connections that you need, if there's extra service that you need, or a lot of people need, get them to write in as well.
Yeah. So that's the survey that's going on. Just a reminder to everybody, Mother's Day is Sunday if you haven't got anything yet. It's Wednesday. You got a few days to,
figure it out.
You could stop in at Cap Golf and get a 6-pack of stout.
And if you're looking for ideas, I'm sure social media is probably serving them to you on a platter.
What are you getting your mother? Right?
Just next to your phone, say, I'm looking for something for Mother's Day. And just wait for all the suggestions to come in.
All right, some events coming up. Horton Farmers Market, the season opens on Saturday.
Boom, boom. It's
Right?
a big one.
8 till 12, so they're back to summer hours, 8 till noon. It's Mother's Day, so what a great day. It's Mother's Day weekend, so go get your mother something at the market.
Yeah, I'm sure they have a lot of amazing things planned. I know Sarah was promoting it on the Beehive that we just did, which is all about the trails getting created on Yarmouth
with
Yards.
the PowerCo group.
Yes.
Yeah,
so the city came together with PowerCo. They created all these trails.
Well, we knew we would want to put active transportation routes out to the new industrial park. Great that the industry group that's out there wants to also help make active trails. This is the start of the trails. I'm certain that in some point in the future we'll get those all paved and everything too. But great, through the woods, all marked nicely. And there's part of it on Beehive today.
And for anyone who doesn't know, the trails are already open around the first set of wastewater management ponds.
Yeah, the storm management ponds. Right.
So if you're over by Dennis Road, you can see the access points there.
Well, there's
and they're paved
trails there,
and they're good to go. They're open. You can access them now.
What else we got? Mother's Day sugar cookie decorating class.
Oh, that
this
sounds
is like
great.
your art class, but it maybe it's edible. So Mother's Day sugar
That's
cookie
what I'm talking
decorating.
about.
Right. It's the Harvest Table Rustic Designs. Reach out for more information.
Yep.
Hammerlock Wrestling. Take your mom to wrestling. May 23rd.
I just heard them on CBC this morning talking about wrestling.
How wrestling's local wrestling's starting to come back in a big way. I heard somebody else doing an interview. It might have been the same one. 7 p.m. Joe Thornton, May 23rd at the Joe Thornton Community Center. YMCA, Jordan, Run the Runway.
Yes.
If you ever wanted to go out on the runway at an airport,
and
here's
run
your
around
chance.
without
Get
getting run over.
Sponsors and go have there's a 5K, a junior thing. It's June 5th, 4:30 at night, 4:30 in the afternoon at the municipal airport. Reach out to the YMCA. This is a fundraiser for the YMCA. They do a Run the Runway in Chatham and a Run the Runway in London also. And now St. Thomas, we did a first one last year and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was packed. I got pictures.
I handed out medals. I didn't say a run.
Yeah, but Fran at Caps Off, she took pictures for me as a community post and then I shared them out on Facebook.
Yeah. So think of that one for June 6th coming up. Blooming into Potential.
Ooh.
At Wildflowers Farm,
Love
June
it.
11th, 5 to 8. It's a free event, but RSVP is required.
It's a Young Entrepreneurs Initiative.
That's a young...
Through the chamber.
I was sounding out why.
The chamber, here we go.
What is that for? Why EI? Anyway, She Rises Together, June Co-working Day. June 16th, 10 to 3 p.m. at the Atrium.
Love it.
Right?
And the Atrium is now open.
Great new place
in downtown St. Thomas.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
At the new Atrium.
The new Atrium.
Okay. And then Dress Your Decade. This sounds really interesting.
Sounds like a Met Gala event.
Yeah. June 27th, 7 to 10 at the Senior Center. But I think it has something to do with the century celebration at Arthur Voden. So you get to go to this event dressed in your decade. So, I mean, I grew up in the late 60s, high school. And so I'd have my paisley pants on, bell bottoms. I'd have to grow long hair by then. But
just get a wig.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Anyway, that's the events we haven't. We got a few that we've already talked about.
And I've got one that just got planned right before the show. And that's for another paint night that I'm going to be doing at Base Notes, which is right downtown.
Yeah.
And it's
don't drink the paint. They got great beverages, and the Grayden will teach how to paint.
And it's going to be a teapot painting.
Ooh.
So, because it's about Bridgerton. There's a Bridgerton tie-in.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. So it's about, and it'll be caution. The tea is hot.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. Anyway, so that's your sneak peek. We haven't posted anything about it. We were going to do one this Thursday, but it was a little bit late notice. So we're going to do it
for a bit.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other events we haven't talked about? Please
let us know. Put them in the comments.
Put them on tonight. Put them in comments. But we've got a few other ones. But we had a pretty exciting council meeting on Monday night also.
Yes.
Then I got in my car and drove to Toronto on Monday night after council so I could wake up Tuesday morning and be there for EDCO. But I knew you're already there. Zoning bylaw at 115 Edward Street. That's the adding bingo.
Yep.
Right, to make the old PV Mart now into the gaming place. We accepted a temporary use bylaw at 21 Phillip Street. That's the swimming lesson piece with some certain restrictions on it so that the neighbors should be happy and we can still teach kids how to swim.
Very good. So what are the restrictions? What's happening?
How many kids can be in a class? How long during the day can classes go? So that people in the neighborhood can actually sit out and have dinner at night the noise.
And what was the length for that? Because I know you were looking at a time.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 2 years as of next week when it's finally passed. So, right?
So that, I think that's really interesting.
We
just
compromised on almost each step.
Yeah.
Let's hope this works for Joy Dowdy, and she can compromise with us too.
Yeah,
right?
I think
that was the reason for a temporary bylaw. So it's not to make. We already have a bylaw. You can't have a business in your backyard. That's the bylaw in our city. So we said, well, okay, how can we get around this if it warrants it? So we came up with a special temporary bylaw, but with some restrictions on how it can work.
And it takes into accommodation the neighbors.
Well, that was why the bylaw was brought back up to us. We had people saying, this is not allowed under your official plan. You're not allowed to have a business outside of your house on your property in a residential area. Absolutely right. That's what the official plan says. Okay, so if that's not possible, but some people would still like this to happen, let's compromise and make it happen. So it did.
Very cool.
Yep. What else happened? Chronolog for community.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I shared that out. That looks amazing.
Well,
I already went on. There's pictures
you can go on the website.
Yeah.
And there's 2 live cameras right now, and I think there'll end up being more, right, of certain great scenic shots in town. Now, if you figure out where they are, you might be able to even get your face in front of it.
Yeah,
right?
So you can go on the site. This is it. And then you can press the play button. You can see the pictures that people are uploading already.
Right.
So they just put their phone on a log.
Right.
You know what I love about this, Joe?
Yeah.
So we're doing this live. So if someone texts me something crazy right now, it's going to pop right up on the screen.
Yeah, that would. So there's one at Waterworks, and I think there's one at Lake Margaret too, right?
Is it is it Lake Margaret? It's called Turtle Pond. Is that
Turtle
Lake
Pond.
Margaret?
I don't know. That's good. Well, we'll have to ask that.
Right. Oh no, Lake Margaret. Yep, Turtle Pond, Lake Margaret. So that's the Turtle Pond one there.
All right. And a shout out also the Water Tower Mountain Bike Network. Right. We're just alternating the group that was operating it. The mountain bike group that has now become a different group, but we had to approve that. But that's still a mountain bike park.
Same, but different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now operated by someone else. We had a request to find out how much life is left in the Grayden Laing landfill. Okay. Our current agreement goes to 2036, I think. So 10 more years for us to certainly St. Thomas is grandfathered in to use it as our landfill.
Okay.
So we reached out to Grayden Laing, and they're in the middle of doing a great research as to how much life is really left, and we also get to stay. And how could they extend the life, and how do we, through recycling and other ways, could we, right? Because trying to find a new place to put garbage for a city is a really extensive and expensive thing. So we just wanted to feel comfort that Grayden Laing's still our friend, we're still their friend, and more information will come out as they study what the capacity is left at the Grayden Laing landfill center.
Very good. I think I was in Toronto when they were shipping their garbage down to Michigan,
right? And now,
which became a thing.
So Toronto bought the Grayden Laing landfill, but didn't throw out the other communities around here that were using it, and it's become a lot better, safer for Toronto too, right? So,
right. And we've got some comments in here from Steve Peters as well. Did you know the airport is 85 years old this year, and it was opened in 1941 as part of the British Air Commonwealth Air Training Plan?
Oh, yes, the Wright brothers had their first flight there, Kitty Hawk Airport. No, I'm just teasing.
Historical facts.
Look, when you go 85 years, that's getting back to the start of flight. I mean, it's, not quite, but we're flying here pretty early. Thank you for that.
It's very cool. And if you look at some of the historical records as well, Doug Terry put the expansion together, which has allowed the airport to be the prosperous place it is for now. And we talked about it.
Well, I was just reading the agenda for next. There's some. Look, the airport continues to get more and more extensive.
If you look at the city budget, the airport makes the city money.
Well, I'm not certain it does quite that yet, but it's not costing us what it used to.
Yeah.
Right. Sure would like it inside the city of St. Thomas, but we'll live with that in a minute.
Yeah. And then also Steve Peters is saying, sorry to hear about his worship, Cliff Barwick, 2 different terms as mayor, as well as an amazing teacher at Arthur Bowden.
Yeah.
And I believe one of his proudest moments was that he brought in Grand Central. So he was involved in having the Grand Central apartment buildings built in St. Thomas.
Yes.
And at the time,
I knew that piece of West Talbot Street before Grand Central came. I think I had a pizza place down there.
You did a pizza place.
Well, I was a company I was involved with when I was quite young. Yeah,
interesting.
Years before I came here as a hamburger maker.
Yeah, and Steve is also saying thanks to Ian Begg for ensuring the woods were preserved at Yarmouth Yards.
Absolutely. Yes, and so that some of those trails are through Begg Woods, right? So do we call them that, Steve? I don't know. Do we leave the name on there? I think we did.
Still working on that.
Naturalized.
Yeah.
Another neat thing that came up on Monday night is this great neat new cooperation between our Works Department and our Parks and Rec Department on moving. You know how you and I did the priority of what snow gets plowed first, second, third, and fourth?
Yes.
We're moving the active trails further up the list because they were really almost last.
Yes.
Because there weren't active sidewalks on busy streets.
Right. And of course, there would be a snowfall event, and then the priority would go back and reset, right?
Yes. But now we've moved them up now to the same thing as busy sidewalks. So, but they're a little wider, so there's some different plows difference as it currently has been. Parks and Rec did those trails, and our Works Department did sidewalks and streets. But we're driving by active trails and not getting them done, and vice versa. So now there's a bit of a new cooperation agreement to get all of them done a little earlier in a snowfall priority. Right? Because many people use our active trails, like the Whistle Stop Trail, they're heading out to
you might even say they're active.
Right.
Very active.
Yeah. All right. Did I say interactive? No. Anyway. We passed 2 different municipal tree preservation bylaws, and what local trees can be used for this, both for our own municipal tree preservation bylaw and those on private property. So we'll put out some more information on that for you. We had, I think, somebody asked about the tree giveaway on Earth Day. And it was like, 36 minutes, and we'd given away 300 trees.
So great.
Just gets to tell you we need to do more of it, right?
Oh, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, did we talk about the Indwell event already?
Yeah, I think last week, because it had happened. Yeah, I think so.
We did? Okay, we did talk about it. Okay.
But way to go. We can always talk about Indwell and what they're doing. And I drove by Balaclava today just to see,
how it's coming along.
What an extensive construction site of a very old school. That's really going to be a special place for people to live that are currently homeless. So we love it.
And the Fresh Start housing.
Opening, I'm not sure we talked about that last week, but if we didn't, we are now. Fresh Start is now up and open.
We've got a little video to put out there, and then I popped out to Evelyn's Sausage Kitchen as well on Friday.
I saw that.
For their opening there.
Yeah.
And it was just fantastic as well. The support for the community provides.
And some more local stuff. It's not just Evelyn either, although she did a great job. There's some great stuff in that store too.
So, and also
you never sausage a thing. So show me sausage joke I have.
The Streetery. So Pat Pell is there, and they have an amazing breakfast place. I didn't get a chance to get the breakfast because I popped in and I left. I had to go
you just wanted to get pictures and go get something.
I had another executive DDB meeting to go to, and then then I had to get pictures elsewhere, and then do a beehive that we've posted, which is all about the trails that we talked about.
Right.
But just a shout out to them. And have we given a shout out to Chris Patrickin for his award?
I think we talked about him last week, but we didn't. Chris was recognized Ontario-wide as a great volunteer in the chamber network.
Yeah, 1 award a year. And it's like there's 130 or 300
and there was an honorable mention for
Paul Jenkins, our amazing CEO.
Right.
Who
I keep seeing almost every day now. I mean, of course, she did special events with me today. So that's what it was. But a neat new event coming up with a chamber block party on the Curtis Street, Westlake Evans Park area coming up. Paul, looking forward to that. Also, Council, we talked about the Downtown Development Board's budget and levy, and since we both spent a great deal of time on the Downtown Development Board, this is pretty neat for us. Our great treasurer, Adam, has found maybe some neat things that will help us do more stuff downtown. We also did talk at Council on Monday night about how can we extend the city's help in sidewalk litter, that type of thing, in the off-season when we don't have the university summer kids,
the summer students program. And that's what, when we've talked about that at the DDB
Always
meetings
have.
multiple times, and there's been some comments that came in, so we're looking at how we can address. I'm so glad that was addressed there. Doug Exner is saying, is there a way to set up tours for the old St. Thomas Psychiatric Hospital before it gets demolished? And Doug, you'll have to talk to Central Elgin, so you have to message them.
It's truly a provincial property, and so they give permission whether it can happen. But I know that Mayor Sloan has taken a few people, so perhaps.
I was privileged to go on
I got
tour.
to go. Of course, I'm a local mayor. You're a local media expert, and so some of us have got to see it. And so, Doug, you'll have to check in with the municipality of Central Elgin, and they'll give you a straight yes or no, and if it can happen, when it can happen. Next, we've got a bunch of other events that the Euchre night tomorrow night at Calf's Off, every Thursday night. Frankie and the Fairlanes, we talked about May 9th at the Knox Presbyterian Church. Ignite Celebration Open House. Sunday, May 10th at the Ignite Youth Center. Remember,
it's going to be so good.
Yeah, I think there's a barbecue there, May 10th. So that must be Sunday. Right? So it says here.
Let me check that.
Jennifer's never made a mistake, but it says Sunday, May 10th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Ignite Youth Center. But I thought it was on when the marker was on. You think it might be Saturday? I think we said that before. So go Saturday.
It's Saturday. It's Saturday.
Saturday the 9th.
11 a.m.
Okay. The mayor made a mistake. Somebody marked this down because I think the last
that doesn't happen very often. I don't know.
I think 1961 was the last one.
Was that when you were born?
No, I was born in 55. 55. So, thank you. I got younger there with you.
Hey, well, I mean, you're so youthful.
Oh, thank you.
It's hard to.
This body is not feeling youthful this morning after rushing to Toronto and back in 2 days. So perfect. Yeah. Well, that's most of the big stuff we did at council. And
that's a lot of stuff.
We've got more events if we have more, but we have more questions.
There's one other event that happened. It was the Flora's Walk, and it happened in Waterworks Park,
right, on
the Saturday. And
right.
So it's for
it happened.
Yeah, perinatal mental health in St. Thomas and surrounding areas. They've shared some pictures with me. I've got to get the time to post them up, but it's one of these great events that the Southwestern Public Health puts on.
We've got a bunch of those. Walks for Alzheimer's at Pinafore Park on May 31st. Of course, reminding everyone the St. Anne's Community Festival, June 3rd to 6th, right? Coming up at St. Anne's Center.
Yeah.
Hike for Hospice.
Yes.
I had a flashback on Facebook today of 11 years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
Doing a walk for hospice. I think Jeff Urick and I at Waterworks Park.
Oh, wow.
Right? Well, here it is. June 6th, Waterworks Park.
Yeah.
Right. Hike for Hospice. Reach out to Charlotte at the Berry Family Hospice in Elgin.
Oh, and one we were at as well, which is honoring the physicians who care for our community.
Yes.
So that was on the Friday of last week as well, which is the Health Recruiter Network, which you're a part of through St. Thomas and Elgin County. Right. And the amazing work that you guys have all done.
Well, how many new docs are coming to our community? It's double digits again in 26.
Yeah.
New family physicians. And we had a neat little event out at Sky Chase Winery. It was really
to celebrate the physicians. And all
no, I had not been there since they finished the building at Sky Chase either. So to see
incredible.
That, right? I know St. Thomas is really important to me, but
well, I know you were concerned.
Great areas around us.
You're going to get yourself in trouble for showing up for these events outside of St. Thomas.
My car starts rattling the minute I go by the St. Thomas.
I drove in. I saw Joe, and he was like, I'm not sure where's the entrance to get in. I'm not allowed to go to these places. Right. So I had to
used to when it was Katie Vinicus, but Sky Chase done a great job out there. It's great to see some of these neat things. And I forgot, it was me. I apologize. I forgot to go to Evelyn's on Saturday.
Oh,
right.
I thought you were making a point of like you can't go because it's outside.
No.
Of
That
St.
was
Thomas.
Hey, sausage, wine. No, I'm going. Right?
Well, I
just forgot and didn't make it there. So.
MP Andrew Lawton was there. MPP Rob Flack, the warden, Dominique.
I've been messing up my own calendar.
Oh,
okay? It's not Jennifer's fault. It's mine. She also had the opening at Kate's gluten-free place in the mall.
Oh, I saw that. Right? Yeah,
and everybody else made it. And what am I? About maybe 50 feet from that store at my house.
Yeah.
Right. And just as it ends, I'm looking at my calendar, going, I'm supposed to be across the road.
So I just had that happen today with the trees.
Stephanie's been away.
I was telling you, you were telling me about the special events committee. I was supposed to be there. It was on my calendar and everything. And then the trees arrived because I'm putting in a Christmas tree farm.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, no, I couldn't be out there because there was like, and I was like, that's the only day they could have.
The woods were moving closer to your house.
Yeah. And you're just.
Was that Hamlet? Anyway, yeah.
Juggling all the
Henry,
things.
Dreffett
yes.
was at that event. And
he was with Eva.
Yes. And I'll tell you, the politicians from across the county, we had a great time because this is another time, physician recruitment, where we all work together.
And here's something cool that happened there, Joe, too. I was talking to a fellow from West Elgin, and he's looking at recruiting physicians.
Right.
And they was talking about us working with some staffing agencies.
Right.
The previous week, I'd just been helping with a staffing agency conference in Toronto. So I messaged Suki, the person who organized it, and I was like, "Hey, they're looking
looking for some help,"
and connected them all up.
It's amazing how many. We've all seen the movie 7 Degrees of Separation, but in Elgin County, it's 1 degree of separation.
Minimum.
Like everybody's related to everybody else, but also everybody knows somebody you need.
Yeah.
So say your needs out loud, and we'll say, "I know a guy who can do that. I know a guy that can do recruiting. I know a guy that can fix fences." We really do.
And if I can help bring more doctors here by bringing some connections in,
or paint your house,
or they've got the Daily Press, which I've got to still get out to in Dutton.
Yeah,
maybe we should go out there for a coffee.
We should go on a road trip because I haven't been the whole Elgin County on a road trip for a while.
There's so much to see, like
at
Vienna.
At least once a year, when Kate Burns was my assistant, we did that. Let's just grab a camera and go take a picture of us everywhere that's new that we didn't do last year.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I've yet to go to the distillery in Port Burwell yet. Or Stratfordville or
Otter Creek.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I bought
friends of mine.
I bought some at the market, but I've yet to go see their distillery. So I'd still like to do that too.
Got a question about, is there any update regarding the stretch of Fairview from Talbot to Elm construction? As far as I know, it's going very well.
Fairview from Talbot to Elm. No, we only went as far as Warehouse Street.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking about the one that's happening right now.
So it's not in this year.
Mm-hmm.
We will not be ripping up any more Fairview as long as last year's Fairview piece took, right? So we'd like to finish to Wellington and then Wellington to Elm. But I think that's 2 different projects. I don't think that will be done in the same year. But next year's capital budget should have one of those 2 pieces in it.
Yeah, because it's not on the one this one's got.
So you can call the other mayor about how slow it's going. And
Yeah, the city has put a construction update for all the capital projects. There's 6 different sections of road. I think they're all, for the most part, north of Talbot. Like St. George will be going up, Pearl, Elma's going now.
This year, Elma for sure, and it's a big one.
Woodworth.
Right, and the piece of Talbot between First and
that's what I thought you were talking
about.
And
it's going real well.
Yeah.
No, this is now that we had to take the bridge down, and we had done the far end of Fairview to Elm, right? And now we've got to finish that job in the middle.
Yeah.
But nobody, hands up, everybody wants all their streets torn up at once like London. I hope Josh is watching tonight.
Yeah.
He doesn't often watch Mayor's Update.
But every once in a while.
He's having a 7-hour council meeting instead. We're just teasing. Right?
Yeah.
But we try to pick that we're doing streets one way and streets another and never close off all of the north-south or all the east-west at the same time. One of the things we did last year where we didn't start Fairview till we finished First, so that the 2 north-south routes weren't closed at the same time.
Yeah.
So we do take that into account. Nobody likes construction, so
no, it's absolutely abysmal. All right, well, I think we've gone through. We've got a comment in saying we can call the other mayor. Absolutely. And we can bring them on as well.
Yep, soon.
Yep, we've got agreements to have all of them on at some point. We just have to find the time and get the schedules together. It's one of the exciting things about cross-community communication.
I think we almost have to wait till closer to August 21st when everyone has filed that's going to file.
Yeah.
Well, then you still have all of September and all of October in order to have people on. So,
it's exciting times.
Yeah.
Well, Mayor Joe,
we did it again. Mayor's Update, got through it.
Yep.
And Suzanne, it's great to hear from you too. It's great to see a comment.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The people we get watching Mayor's Update.
Thousands.
Yeah. Thousands.
Over the years, we built an audience and we appreciate every single one of you guys. The fact that you're engaged, you're learning about the city, you're sharing it out to other people, much appreciated. That's why we do what we do.
That's why we do it. Right.
All right, everybody.
Thank you. See you next week.
Yep.
Hopefully Tuesday at 3.
I think let's check our schedules right now and make sure that we can actually make it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I think I'm good because
You're good.
If Cliff's funeral's on Monday, then I'm in town.
Yep.
So yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. Well, in that case, folks, we're going to see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Thanks for joining.